Not fancy, I don't have a clicker. Okay, I am Ed Hall. I come from the Godaishin Dojo. We are a traditional Japanese martial arts school that teaches Sogobujutsu. I'll just give you a little history. I started in June of 2006, so it's been nearly 4 years. I started at the rank of Mukyu, which is an entry-level student, and through the years I've been able to work myself up about halfway through the ranks, and I'm at the current rank that's known as Gokyu. I'm brain farts here. So I've been studying for about 4 years, and let's learn a little bit about it. What is it? Sogobujutsu, simply broken down in its terms, we have Sogo, which means integration, and Bujutsu, which means warring arts. So what we're talking about is the integration of all warring aspects of war, warring arts of ancient Japan. It was born out of a necessity. So this Sogobujutsu came because you needed to live. In Japan, historians say between 1700 and 2000 years, Japan was in this period of civil war with each other. Clans, little space, everyone fighting for land. So they're just clan after clan. They fought about every weekend. They're just constantly going to war. So they needed to develop some sort of strategy to live, something that was effective, and they came up with Sogobujutsu over this 2,000 years. The point I want to make is it was a very Darwinistic approach, very evolutionary. What happened was you'd go out to the battlefield, you try technique, it didn't work, you get stabbed with a 7-foot spear, and you're dead. So everything that you will see is effective, and it is effective because it was battlefield tested. It was survival of the fittest. Just a quick brief point of history that's an interesting fact that's often left out. A samurai household was a baby-making factory, essentially. People often ask, well, if they're in civil war for 2,000 years, how come Japanese people are still around? Why aren't they extinct? Because they bred all the time. A samurai, depending on his skill level, had between 7 to 14 wives. If he lived to be 45, he may have up to 20 wives, each pregnant all the time. The first wife responsibility was to tell the samurai which wife needs to be pregnant, because your kids are going to die. You go to battle when you're 16. Good luck. Please live. So that's why we still have Japan and Japanese people today. Quick question, does anyone have any type of martial arts experience? Anything, any type of, probably best reference point is the Karate Kid, the martial arts. We're very different. Sogobujutsu is war. It encompasses all forms of war. In Sogobujutsu, you get everything. You get weapons, you get standing combat, you get combat when you're sitting down, you get combat while you're lying down. You get battlefield strategy, how to attack. You study tea ceremonies and flower arranging and anything and everything that can be encompassed in war, you study because you have to. You don't have a choice. Modern arts each have a very, very little piece of Sogobujutsu, and most modern arts can be traced back to Sogobujutsu, with the exception of a few like Kung Fu, and most Chinese arts have their own history. So what we're going to look at is a couple of different arts. Karate Kid. We'll look at the transition from karate back to Sogobujutsu and where it came. Karate-do was a piece of something called karate jitsu, a very, very small piece, and just about punching, kicking, and kata is what you find in karate. In karate jitsu, you just pretty much had all the striking forms minus the kata. Karate jitsu used to be called daken taijutsu, which is under this umbrella term, which we call taijutsu, which is hand-to-hand combat, and that is a piece of Sogobujutsu. A good point my instructor made earlier was it's looking at, when you look at Karate-do compared to Sogobujutsu, you're looking at a little town versus the whole United States. That's about the size piece that they have, as well as most modern arts. We look at Judo. Judo came from Jiu-Jitsu. Judo is a throwing art. Jiu-Jitsu encompasses joint blocks and throws and grappling. Judo just encompasses pretty much the throws. So Judo came from Jiu-Jitsu, which Jiu-Jitsu was earlier known as Ju Taijutsu, which was a piece of Taijutsu, which is a piece of Sogobujutsu. I wanted to make a chart, and I was actually talking to my instructor about making a chart about like doing a little spider web out, and he had told me that when he was younger and he was studying history, he made an outline of Sogobujutsu, and it was roughly 1,000 pages of outlines to trace all the different pieces of it. Just a cool little fact. Aikido. Aikido was a part of Aiki Jujutsu, which was once called Aikijitsu, which was a piece of Aiki Bujutsu, which was the higher order of Ju Taijutsu, which was a piece of Taijutsu, which is a piece of Sogobujutsu. So working on that one the whole way here. Make sure I got that one right. And then as we go down, we see different things. Hapkido is the Korean counterpart of Aikido. Bato-do. Bato-jitsu is a defensive sword art. Bato-do is just modern. And the list just goes on and on. Jodo. And then you have Kyudo, which is bow and arrow. Kyujitsu is the ancient term, and that falls under Bukijitsu, which are the weapon arts. Yari-do is spear. Kobotan is 6 to 9 inch stick, how to use a penda, be able to defend yourself. Zubo is cane. Taekwondo is the Korean counterpart of Karate-do, and Yudo is the Korean counterpart of Judo. Just a brief overview so I don't bore you with. We're kind of moving quick. I just know you guys have to be out of here at 11:45, so doing really brief. We'll have questions at the end, so anything that you're unsure of.